So this has been something I wanted to record for a while. Now, I'm still a little bit sick, but I'm feeling better enough to where you might not hear it in my voice, at least I can hope not. But I just thought, why let my pending mortality get in the way of me showing off all the Type Moon stuff that I've accumulated for a while now. So yeah, I'm just going to be proving that I'm a Type Moon fan this time. So let's get started here. I guess we'll start with the figures, because the figures are the ones that I have a lot of, actually. Actually, not very many. So I misspoke there. I don't have very many of these, actually. If you've ever watched the T.H.E Reacts, which I imagine a lot of you in this video will have, there's a part where I bring up that, actually, no, I don't think I ever brought it up in the T.H.E Reacts. I think it only got brought up in a scrapped video that was supposed to go public that we never ended up using. I don't actually own that many Fate figurines. I think T.H.E has bought more Fate figurines than I have, because I've bought exactly 0 of my own Fate figurines before. Every single Fate figurine I own is a gift. One I greatly appreciate, but not one I really ever go out to buy myself. So the first one I have here is technically a figurine. I got a little Merlin keychain here, if I can get that into focus. My brother got that for me while he was on a trip to Nevada, and he happened to notice. My brother's a big Fate fan as well, and he and I both like Merlin for reasons that are obvious to anyone that's played the game before. He's fucking busted. So yeah, no, that's the first one I ever got. I've kept that on my keychain for years. He's fallen off a few times. In fact, he fell off earlier today, but well, I try to keep him for as long as I can. There was a scare where I lost him at someone's house before, though, so I might not own that one forever. The next one I actually got from Realm for Christmas, just this last year, actually. Let me be careful. This! I have the Mysterious Heroine X Altar figure. I actually don't remember all the brands of these figures off the top of my head. I can't, it doesn't say on the base. Yeah, I'm sure you guys have seen this one before. He got this one for me. It's actually a little broken here at the foot. Oh gosh, I lost the sword. Let me see if I can grab that with my own foot. But while I'm picking the sword up with my foot, her foot's a little bit broken there. Apparently this is a common problem with this figure, is that the weight distribution causes it to break off the stand. So that's a problem. And this one I also might not own forever, because I have a feeling given forever, gravity will eventually take the wheels on this one. Put this one over here carefully. The next one I got here, I just got from T.H.E this last month for my birthday. So yeah, let that be a sign here. We're already reaching this last month for my birthday as far as my Fate figurines go. It's another Mysterious Heroine X Altar figure. Word got out that one of my favorite servants was Heroine X Altar, and now I own 2 figures of her. This one's the Nendroid, though, so this is a little setup I've got her in currently. Switch out her face or switch out her sword if I want to, but I like that stance. It reminds me of the Noble Phantasm animation. And then the last figure I have here is one I just got literally less than a week ago, like just 3 or 4 days ago. I got from Realm again, actually. This one was for my birthday as well, although it was a little bit of a belated birthday present. It's a Saber Altar figure. This is the Heaven's Feel one from, is it Pop-Up Parade? Something like that. I have the box over there. If I was willing to be not lazy, I could go get it, but that's overrated. Alright, what to show off next? I've got a couple more cool things. Books or digitals? Books or digitals? Let's do the books first, because the books are definitely the easier ones to pick up. I only own 3 Fate books, actually 4 now. Actually, it was only ever 2 or 4. The first 2 I own are actually the 2 current English release Mortis Stella. I know they're at least releasing the second Orleans in English, so I'll pick that up once it comes out. And actually, maybe I have to take a look. But once the second Orleans comes out, I'll go ahead and pick that one up as well. And so I'll own those 3, and then I don't know if they're going to continue releasing them in English after that. Sorry if you're hearing my chair squeak. Not much I can do about that. And in this video, I'm reaching up. You don't understand. I've got Fate merch like in a circle around me. I might do this again to summon for Castoria. The next thing I got, I just picked up just this last, not this last, no, was it this last Sunday? It might have been, yeah, it was this last Sunday. No, it was Saturday. This last Saturday, I picked this up. These are the Fate Grand Order materials, Volume 1 and Volume 2. There's stickers on here I gotta get off still, but yeah, these are really neat. I love them. Specifically, Volume 2 has got one of my favorite little sections. I know I can pull this up online, but it's not quite the same as when you take a look at it on paper here. All the art from all the CG art from in games, those are really neat to see in here. We're back apparently. I don't figure out what happened there, but yeah, no, this is all in. I hope that came out correct. But this is all in Japanese, which makes it really hard to actually read. I took 4 years of Japanese, or sorry, collectively 4 years of Japanese, and I'm still barely able to read hiragana and katakana. So that's, kanji sucks, especially if you're not actually living in Japan. If you're living in Japan, you're going to learn it or you're going to die. If you're not living in Japan, though, you don't exactly have a lot of opportunities to read kanji around the country, so it's harder to associate the words with the pictures. Thankfully, where I can pick up from that is for all the vocabulary and all the kanji I don't know, I can at least use the Google Translate app on the phone, which has a convenient little thing that will translate things into English very, very roughly. Do not use it if you're looking for reliable translations. So yeah, those are my books. I think, yeah, no, I don't have any more books. So I'll go through the digitals next. Let's go through the stuff that a lot of people have probably actually done. The first thing I have here is pretty basic, actually. It's probably one of the easiest things in this that I have. That would be Fate Extella the Umbral Star. I've got it for Switch. And I got a physical copy, which is like, what, 20 bucks on eBay at this point, or on Amazon. I gotta say, Umbral Star is a little bit of a rough one for me. I've tried it a couple times. I think the gameplay is just... It's basic warriors, except there's no real enemy variety except for the servants, so it can be a little bit tedious to play at times. But that's just my thoughts. I do think the community has generally agreed the sequel, which I have not played yet, has the general better gameplay. Right now, I'm only just barely poking at the end of the flame poem arc, so we'll see if I ever beat that game. I probably will sometime in the next year or so. The next thing I've got here, well, I have it open, I might as well. Normally I would screen cap this for you, but I don't feel like syncing that up right now. That's like 3 years of extra work I have to do. But recently, if I filter this by, I don't even have to filter it. I just go into the event bonuses because it's still ongoing. I've been playing the current rerun of the summer event, and in the rerun of the summer event, I've dropped a couple single pull YOLO rolls, and I pulled Carmilla Ryder here, so probably can't see her with the gray, I guess that makes sense. The glare doesn't make it very great to hold up to the camera, but I've got Carmilla Ryder now. That's pretty neat. I'll do another, you'll see my servants again. I'll give a quick update before I roll Castoria, maybe. The other thing I've got digitally now, and this is, I'll jump over to something else here in a second, but I recently downloaded a thing. See if this actually works. Here we go. I've got the visual novel for Fate Stay Night on my phone now, which is awesome. I can actually read this now. I run on Mac if you didn't know, so reading it on Mac's a little harder. If I ever got a Windows PC, I could run it on a potato probably, but I haven't worked with a Windows PC since I was in middle school. So yeah, no. I'm planning to play through that. I actually might do a review of the routes as I complete them on the channel. I'm hoping to have them done sometime before December. That way I can go right out of Fate Stay Night into Mihoyo when it gets its English release, which I will play one way or another, whether that means I'm waiting to see if they announce an English release They've already announced an English translation on the Japanese version, but I'm waiting to see if Aniplex announces that they'll be localizing it and releasing it in America as well. If they will be, I'll be picking that up for sure, just to support localization, and I'll probably even just splurge the money and get it for pretty much the entire channel, just to, even if they don't plan to play it, just so I can have an excuse to have 4 copies purchased, and maybe I'll purchase it on both Switch and PS4 or PS5. That way, man, I'm getting ahead of myself here. I'm just saying, if this is what, a $30-$40 visual novel, that's going to be like $200 into one visual novel. Maybe not worth it in one sitting, but I do want to support the localization efforts they've been making. So we'll see what happens. And then the last thing I do, and this is just something that you guys might find entertaining if you're big into fighting games, I play Melty Blood. At least I try to. I don't think I've played a single match online yet, but I have been trying to get better at just general movements of the characters. If you're wondering who I main, Dead Apostle Noelle. I just find her really fun to play. I don't know if she's like the broken banned character of this game or not, but I find her really fun to play just because of how mobile she is compared to a lot of characters and how many options she has. It feels like I can adapt to stuff on the fly with her. So yeah, I've got one more thing here for you guys though. Hopefully that one broken section isn't too hard to cut out. I am very nervous I'm going to have to redo this entire thing because that one section came out too broken or messes too much with the audio syncing. I think I might have to be splitting the audio track and syncing it twice at this rate. Okay, so I'm going to have to go here and I'll go in release-ish order. Some of these make it a little bit rough, but I've actually cultivated a Fate Blu-ray collection. That's something. These are kind of expensive, so people don't always have these because you can get most of them on digital. I'm just a moron. I have the Stay Night Complete series for Blu-ray. I actually vouch to watching this versus the version that you can find on High Dive or Hulu, because this, if you watch those versions, the colors come out a little bit more saturated. I think it's the DVD rip, whereas the Blu-ray rip has more high definition. If you're used to the cleaner look of the ufotable anime, this brings you slightly closer to it. Slightly. It's still a Studio Dean anime. This is not going to suddenly magically fix the animation for you. The next Blu-ray I have is actually my most recent pickup. This one is, I've got the Garden of Sinners Complete collection. Well, complete-ish. It's not every movie. It's just all of them through, everyone through the epilogue. After the epilogue, I do eventually want to own Recall That a Summer on Blu-ray, but that one might be a while. That one, I haven't seen it in stock on Right Stuff in ages, and I can't find a copy of it in English on eBay or anything like that. So it might be a while before I can get that one, but I do plan to have it eventually. Maybe when I'm like 90 and there's a sudden resurgence of popularity of this stuff, but eventually I'll own it somehow. This was the first Blu-ray I bought. If you've been watching the channel for a long time or just heard me offhandedly say it, I'll admit it, I'm a filthy Fate Zero stan. Fate Zero is my favorite Fate entry. Whoops. There is some controversy around that. I'll say my piece real quickly here. No, Fate Zero is not the only acceptable Fate entry. Anyone who tells you that is not really a Fate fan. There are reasons Fate Zero has had the most appeal to the wider anime community, and it's mostly to do with the structure, I think, and how much easier it is to adapt light novels to an anime medium compared to a visual novel. Fate Zero, the way it's written, is easier to adapt and easier to convey certain things. Having played the Stay Night visual novel for like a collective 50 minutes, I can say the Stay Night visual novel has narration that isn't really possible in an anime, so you don't get nearly the characterization there. It's not done as well. Whereas Fate Zero, it's easier to bring over the characterization from a light novel to an anime format because it's not going to rely nearly, like, it's not from the first person perspective. Not as heavily or not, and it doesn't have to spend time Well, no, it does. It's a little weird. It's hard to explain unless you've played a visual novel before how things translate over to anime. Speaking of the Fate Stay Night visual novel, this one is the second Blu-ray, or third actually, because I got Stay Night 2006 first. The Unlimited Blade Works Blu-rays. These ones I bought a while ago. I haven't. No, that's wrong. I watched the first episode of Unlimited Blade Works before turning around to go watch. No, I watched the first 2 episodes of Unlimited Blade Works before turning around to go watch the Heaven's Feel trilogy in theaters. Because I went and watched the double feature in theaters when it was there just before the pandemic shut down every theater in my area just before the third one. That was a wonderful plan that went nowhere. I did eventually watch it in theaters, though, so I am happy to have finished it. I am skipping over the Heaven's Feel movies. I do own them, but I have the Rail Zeppelin set. I think at this point I've made it my goal to have all the canon Fate Stay Night anime Blu-rays physically. So I bought El Malloy, even though El Malloy is a bit of a detour. I don't know, I like El Malloy. We've said our piece of it on the channel, though. I'm not going to get too into it. Eventually, I do want to own the special if it ever releases in English, the OVA, but who knows if that'll happen. It's a bit of a coin flip when it comes to the anime. I still think we haven't received the Carnival Phantasm Blu-ray or OVA localized release. As I mentioned a moment ago, I've also got the Heaven's Feel movies here. I probably should have waited till they inevitably did a full box set of these, because I'm going to feel stupid when I have the box set of Zero and Unlimited Blade Works and sitting next to it are 3 separate Heaven's Feel DVDs. Seki does some artsy craftsy stuff, so eventually maybe I'll see if she's fallen into that specific field, or if she does, I might see if she's willing to box up these for me with a promotional image to wrap around it. But probably not. They'll probably just sit on my shelf like this forever. Either way, I like these movies. I know the fan base is a bit split on them, but I think genuinely they work for what they are. They work for what they are. I think I can see why there's elements that some visual novel fans are annoyed with not being in there, but I almost wonder, because you hear a lot of the same stuff come out of the Unlimited Blade Works discussion as well back when it was new. So I almost wonder if that's just a recency, sort of an anti-recency bias, a recency hatred, I guess. All right, and then my last Blu-ray here is it's a weird one. You wouldn't think I'd own it because I don't own anything else from this particular set. It's not a Canon Fate series. The Prisma Ilia Vow in the Snow, or Oath Under Snow, if you're like me and watched this 2 years before the official English release came out. I really like this movie. It's weird because if you've ever seen my opinions on the channel, I don't like the Prisma Ilia anime. I've heard the manga is much better, and there are parts of the anime I do enjoy, specifically some of the fight scenes in the first 3 seasons, and then the 4th season, T.H.E or 3-Ray, is also pretty good. And I do like the sequel movie to T.H.E, but the prequel movie, it's good in its own right. Like, this works as a standalone Fate entry, which is weird comparatively. I know the manga does not work that way. The manga is very much still part of T.H.E. This one, not so much. Like, you can watch this and get a complete but tragic story. So if you're... It almost works like a 4th route to Fate Stay Night, weirdly enough. Not really. But it focusing on Shiro and all that really does... It scratches that same itch for me at the very least. I'll say that. So yeah, I think that about covers it for my Fate merch. Oh wait, there is that thing. So it's not official merch. It's not something that I encourage anyone to go out and look for because I've looked into it. It's not real. But Seki a while back bought me some nice, they're playing cards that just have a bunch of servants on them. So that's neat. It's neat. I don't know how well the playing cards are made quality-wise. I'm not a big playing card person normally. And it's all just the FGO artwork, so I imagine that it was not official merchandise. It was probably a fan thing that Tight Moon doesn't really care to strike down at all. So I won't openly encourage you buy them. But if you've seen them, you might know what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's all of my Tight Moon stuff. I think the next time you guys see a solo video from me, it'll probably, or not a solo, you might see some stuff that T.H.E has on the editing back burner before then, but the next time you see something like this, done by me, edited by me, and uploaded by me without T.H.E.'s consent or approval, will probably be the Castoria banner. So I think at this point it's confirmed for the 3rd. So yeah, see you guys then, I guess. I'll try to have that up, hopefully the night of. I think as soon as it goes up, I want to get on camera and just roll with it. Roll Castoria and roll my GSSR and all that. And we'll see what I get. Yeah. Oh, and as far as those Fate Stay Night reviews go, the visual novel reviews, don't expect those for a little bit. They'll come eventually, but I think the soonest I might have one out will be in like September or October. I don't know if I'll have them all done by the time MiHoYo releases, as much as I'd love to. But we'll see. Maybe it's only going to be the Fate route that I get to before MiHoYo, but I do want to read them. It's just a matter of time, especially because we also do the off-the-shelves. Alright, well, is there any Fate merch you guys think I should be looking into? I'm not buying it all, but I might look into it. Maybe a few things here and there to vaguely think about wanting. And maybe I'll pick it up. So yeah, I haven't really got an outro for this. I'll see you next time, guys. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our T.H.E Reacts stuff if you want to see us talk Fate, or go look at the entire Fate playlist we have of just us talking about Fate on the channel, because that's not going anywhere. There's plenty of Fate, and I'm not letting these guys get a rest. Bye.